and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk.
Welcome again to yet another edition of We Economy, where they come to you on True Talk Radio 98.5 FM inside Freetonia, and to we partner radio stations them within Makeni, Embo, and Kenima. We Economy in a program where they come to you every Sunday. We get for discuss things them related to Sierra Leone's business, finance, and things of economic nature. Inside them program here, we can let forgive anybody where they listen to we or to the general Sierra Leonean populace, and a chance for let them able for participate on pressing governance issues them, and also things them we get economic effects them, and how it affect we as Sierra Leoneans generally. Whether than in any make we know they get good schools them, or whether than in any make we need get money for make better roads them, or than in generally they make that small bobo not able to get 100,000 in wallets every Sunday. Me they bring the program to you today. Me name na Bimba Kamara.
Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues wey dey around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies dey affect unu pocket. We also get more programs wey dey come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This na your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk.
Alright, welcome back, fam William. Whether you dey listen to we on True Talk Radio 98.5 FM, Voice of the East 88.9 FM, All Out Radio 92.9 FM, and Amza Radio 96.9 FM. No say you they actually listen to we economy where they come to you, inside where they come to you from True Talk Radio inside Freetown. Now, much like every other Sunday, today we get a very interesting topic where we want to bring to our fam William. I mean, from Wavy Park and Apa inside 2018 to now, we don't notice, well, it's not only limited to this current regime here, but we don't notice thing where Bookman can call infighting among state institutions them. And the thing about this one is it actually gets effect where it play on Sierra Leoneans generally. And not to just that ordinary citizen with the refer to no, it actually gets effect on the amount of public services them, well, the public service delivery level where we expect from the people them where we don't put in a power for let them deliver to we, and also if they trickle down back to waiting that ordinary citizen get for receive from the different state institutions them where then they get services from, even on the amount of, well, on the efficiency of the public goods them where they actually deliver to them. And we want to look at the factors then will actually lead to this infighting, whether or not now the fact say you get 1-2 institutions then we get the same rules then, for example, and therefore them all two they fit for push on other actually gets power and una don't get power, or other actually for do so and other don't for do so, or sometimes disagreement with they come between the minister within a certain ministry and in deputy, or between elected officials them where they inside the various ministries, departments and agencies, and the one them where they work inside the civil service like the permanent secretaries them, etc. Them disagreements them are where them people here they get whose kind effect they get now on the services them where them for deliver to me and you. If the minister and in deputy where they inside, say for example transport and aviation and the country gets ala, or then the about or Environmental Protection Agency and Ministry of Environment, no they see one side on other for do waiting and how. You really think say then they in the position, then go they in that position they for actually deliver to waiting we want, better one, whilst them actually they get tussle with themselves. Now then question me at the dinner about Sierra Leoneans them mind we actually bring this topic today. And with Win at the studio, we actually get the assistant head of department for leadership and development and IPAM, University of Sierra Leone. We na Dr. Victor Moinina. We get for sharing your own perspectives them on this particular topic. We want to let it tell Fambul them ado and let it tell we small about himself.
Good evening, Mr. Bimba. Good morning, Sierra Leone. Or good evening, Sierra Leone. Well, me na Dr. Victor Moinina, like I say. Me na a researcher consultant for Idealist Limited, also the assistant head of department for leadership and development na IPAM na Tower Hill. I also be a political analyst and commentator on various media houses. They talk about different things we concern Sierra Leone, and I'm glad for the ask for this event.
Thank you very much, Dr. Victor Moinen. I mean, it's always a pleasure having you here, and you know, to new face again the media space in Sierra Leone.
Of course.
But aside Dr. Moinen, I look where I want to call you Mr. The man don't earn PhD, like I mean doctor title. But aside Dr. Moinen, we also been get Lily talk with the director for public sector reform units, where they work under the office of president, when Mr. Suleiman Fore Musa, and we've been once for asking perspective on this particular topic here, since most of the work we institution they do, being seen in the head the institution, most of the work them actually they carry out, get small thing for do well, it gets a lot for do with waiting with they about for discuss. So we've been one getting understanding on waiting this particular topic. I mean this infighting among state institutions, where them can they carry out them work, waiting at them focus, so them can put on this particular topic, and waiting at the causative factors them where they don't see where they lead to this particular topic, and waiting at some of the effects them where them feel say if they get on Sierra Leoneans them, and even the government and how government actually they deliver on the public goods them with and for the give Sierra Leoneans them. And we also want to explain to we how this thing they look on the ground for that ordinary Sierra Leonean. Like, is it, let it explain to we how it happen between and amongst ministries, departments and agencies them, and waiting are possible solutions them we go able for solve this problem. So let we go to the video where we get for Mr. Suleiman Fori Musa.
Mina Suleiman Fori Musa, Mina the Director of Public Sector Reform Unit at the Office of the President. We work in public sector reform units. Now for can look at institutions that we government create. We try for align the institutions into government priorities and try for tie them and put them together for them to perform the responsibilities that we government don't give them. We work with all the MDs, which is called ministries, departments and agencies. We also involved in policies. We look at policies where government they use for implement in Boku projects that we get. So then policies and they would try for align them sectorially, then also link them up to national priorities. We also get an ambitious program with a part of the medium-term national development plan, with the manifesto promises being said, where President BOB says will revamp the public service architecture. So within a pillar 5, one big enabler for revamp and transform the public service architecture for accountability, transparency, and for improved service delivery in the country. First and foremost, I can say with all clarity, say a not good for national development, a not good for togetherness, a not good for oneness as a country. Because when the government does set particular objectives for various ministries, it's important that the one day where the president don't delegate them functions and responsibilities and to for able to run with them responsibilities and then deliver for the people of this country. Important for let them know say when the president don't bestow some privileges to them, some obligations and responsibilities, then get for serve the people of this country with honesty, with dignity and professionalism. But over time, we don't see a lot of small feds, na ministry them, na departments them, na agencies they wearing. We will see, we don't hear quite recently a minister they suspend, a presidential appointee, would they hear, but minister and deputy minister, would they hear, but head of institution and this, would they hear, but permanent secretary. This all not the augur well for service delivery, and not the augur well for the priorities that we government don't set. And as we for know, government get term limits, and then term limits them set out by objectives. Now make the political parties can do what we call manifesto. They can come, talk to me about their manifestos. And in their manifestos, they highlight key developmental programs where they want to do for the people of the country. When they get the people convinced, the people can vote for them and bring them to power. Then when the government can, and now they develop a policy objectives based on that manifesto promises and try to translate them into tangibles. So what the government can do, they appoint key individuals then, people will get the acumen, people will get the experience, people will get the all for drive them functions. So you can find out, say, the president will appoint people there and put them at their key positions there. So these are responsibilities with the president can don't give. But most times, when them people can go to their offices there or their structures and they don't say, they can tend for operate and move away from some of their structures and systems there. We don't see over the years plenty by them ministers who they can appoint, they come to office with what we call delivery teams. And now begin to talk about the issues and the challenges there where their issues they bring. Let's say we get the governance architecture. There is a civil service. which is a nucleus of the public service. The civil service now a small set of people where they administer government functions. Then people here, we call them the bureaucracy of permanence. Then why they articulate the programs of government and transform them into realities. Beaucoup policy documents, they don't give them beaucoup powers and systems that way they in place. We get the permanent secretary, an establishment or a ministry. This person, then are the administrative head of this institution. We also get a political leadership which can be appointed by the president. But most time we can see when the political leadership they come, then can come with what we call structures already, what we call delivery teams. Then can call them master sabi people here. When them people here come, they can want to override the structures within them ministries they are already set out. And if you can, and you know and follow structures and systems that we set out in them ministries and they, a lot of confusion will be. Because them people here we call permanent secretaries, now they're answerable. When we get audit queries, when we get audit reports, when we get systemic issues and structural weaknesses there, now them people here then they act and bring to book. Now them people here go tomorrow, now they decide what we call pet forms for account for resources where government give them. So if one of the confusions we don't see, now when the ministerial teams then can come, mostly their delivery teams they are not the one follow the structures and the systems that way they as laid out in the policy documents. Most times you can see small fed and small sonko can happen at their ministries and they. Or laws say some of them because ministries we get ministries, we get departments, we get agencies. If you find out and look at the architecture of the public services alone, you go find out say every department, every agency fall under a ministry. And because you fall under a ministry, the medium-term national development plan make it very clear that all of them, department and agencies, and they fall within clusters. So because they fall within clusters, then they actually contribute to the priorities of that cluster. So in most cases, when departments they want to go away from waiting set out, you can always find confusions. And most of the times, what also can cause then confusions there. Now, because most of the people that they man, their structures, their systems are being appointed by the president. So if a minister is appointed by the president, director is appointed by the president, other directors are appointed by the president, executive secretaries are appointed by the president, then there are confusions because everybody thinks the president appointed and then they execute the functions of the president. So we begin to get small confusions. So I think these are some of the issues that we'll get right now, who they grapple with in the public service, and I feel say these are some of the challenges there where they limit service delivery and where they impede on with progress as a country and the objectives of government with the law set out. Realistically, it goes slow progress. Let's be honest. You know, when we get infighting and when we get repeated fights in an institution and people then weigh the government, the president don't bestow some responsibilities into and they know they work together, you always go see slow down in government functions then. You always go see a snail pace of activities there. Now you can see most of them terms there. Look at them ministries and clearly you can see when they can do the performance review. Some of them institutions they can fall low below, they can way below. And even the public can able know. If we do a quick survey right now, I can tell you now a smart public we get, now an understanding public we get, then we will tell you ministries and departments and agencies where they do well. Right now, if you do a quick survey, you go around Freetown, you ask people, you talk to people there, they're able to tell you this business you need to do, this business you need to do well. But when you go in depth and look at what make them ministries generally do well, you go find out say most of the time now hegemonies and cliques people you know now like what we call territoriality. People get territories, they don't build territories there. So once that they happen, all man feel say na me for do this, na me for do this. So there is no central command, there is no central direction. So we miss the actual agenda we set out in the medium-term national development plan, and we're not able to achieve it, and we're not going to achieve it on time. And mind you, the medium-term national development plan tied to a timeline, specific timelines. And how they do on this time? All of them targets and policy actions then get time frame. So if we get them small issues there where they affect ministries, departments, and agencies there, for let them work together and sit together. It means with a slow progress, with a slow the agenda of the president, and the priorities of government not going to be met on time. My brother, for any society for growth, there should be systems and set laws and policies. Now they guide the system forward. The civil service is guided by a strict civil service code, rules and regulations. How the officers will behave. The Financial Management Act make it very clear. The Public Financial Management Act make it very clear. We get other documents there which specify and clearly outline guidelines as to how we manage finances. We get the audit service, we get the anti-corruption commission and policies there, and some of the guiding principles there. Most of them, when the structures there can be override, you tend to override them. There are critical systemic issues there, and it brings a lot of bottlenecks. Because would I for approve, not approve? Would I get the responsibility for those certain things, not do I? And if you override their responsibilities and you give to any other person, any work, because these are systems, these are structures. People have been given authorities, autonomy for the things then. So when the delivery teams can come, because they're also, the ministerial appointees are people who also they work on timelines. They believe, say, them for articulate the aspirations of the president within a set timeline, because they said that they look at them for deliver on certain principles or certain set targets there. But now, I believe, say, it's important that the team wait for drive them functions there, for understand one, what thing they want to achieve. Two, therefore know how to share their responsibilities there with delegated responsibilities to each one within the team, and we know the limits. And we for also understand, say, then delivery teams will be carried, not the part of the governance structure and architecture. These are just people we get for help for facilitate issues there. But the actual work, they with the civil servants and people there, where they don't entrust for driving service delivery there. But I think if we will all work together, understanding what we will do, and we get one vision, I believe so we can work with speed, efficiency, professionalism for able to deliver on them things that we government don't set out. Well, for me, I not feel say performance management targets them not there. Then they now how we go build them and conceptualize them and put them into a framework where clearly, smartly, objectively will be followed, tracked with clear indicators that we will follow.
All right, Fambulemuna, welcome again, and we don't hear you from Mr. Suleiman Foye Musa, and a don't share perspective on what you understand by this infighting, well, from the work with them don't they do, and waiting how it affects government basically. I mean, I've been listening and I say one of the key things that I catch up inside in how it lead to that snail pace in the activities and what governments they do, and how it slow down government work, and it come back to even government they in that position where they spend boku money and on institutions them go they carry out the same work anyway. But we don't hear you from somebody who they work inside government, Dr. Moynihan, and we want to hear your own perspective now. What do you understand by this infighting where they happen inside institutions them in the context of the state? Is it just fet between people them or institutional overlapping? What do it mean to you?
Well, thank you very much for the question. The first thing we one follow we understand are that governance in itself is service delivery. If a day in governance, it means I get for sign a social contract with the people where they represent. So a civil servant, a public servant, all them functionalities is actually geared towards providing better service for the country. So where we get the infighting, it affects we. Let's take for instance, number one, we get institutions that we they don't be created, we don't understand what's really and their functionality. Just quite recently, I noticed the corporate affairs and the registrar general all don't go under the National Investment Board, NIBB. So NIIB rather. So where you watch the functions of both, you're not able to understand which one they for which one. And mind you, these people are paid from the consolidated funds, and waiting that they do actually supposed for geared towards bringing development kind of the country. But if we get overlapping institutions, then we get Salwako, we get Guma, we get water resources, all geared towards providing water services for Sierra Leone. Now the question will lie is, who are responsible for what? And then they make the people kind of confused as to what's not their role, what's not their functionality. You dey find out say some man they feel say an institution bigger than the other one. And if then they go on at the system, who that we go accountable to for say now this person responsible for this. So that overlapping all day, it don't cause a whole lot of confusion, because the budget where they make for the all institution get their own budget, but which one in budgets now more important than the other one? So we ask the question is, why do we have so many institutions? Is it because we want pay back to party picking them? Some Monday, if they don't support the government during the time for campaigns, everyone forgets own share of the national cake. Like I be there on another platform where they talk on the infighting between the people of the APC. And I make mention that, Casho make mention that a fine for the old man gets a share of the national cake. So we don't reduce the country now to cake, that everybody need forget to share. So I believe say that too much of institutions, it don't cause a confusion for we. Coming back to even the infighting, it's like some man they overstep in authority. I listen to way Mr. Suleiman talk where he say our minister go stop political presidential appointee not for doing work. You see, I notice in a salon absolute power they corrupt absolutely. And most of the people and they feel like say when they are in authority they are bigger than the state. Oh, I can stop this from happen. Let's take the first time where the Minister of Internal Affairs is slapped mayor. That's a lawyer. What I talk about that? Those are case they go. No side. And this is the mayor that was elected by the people of Sierra Leone. People of Freetown, rather, not so just Sierra Leone. People of Freetown. You a whole minister, you slap him just because of it's including Saturday business. So you dey find out say sometimes because of these people have power, they feel like they are so powerful. The government know for and these are the people where power left them and can be so miserable. And they can ask for watch. So I can stop here so first for let our answer say yes. These two functions I talk about: one, creation of too many institutions, and two, the self-centered and the mindfulness of some people. Now president appoints me, so I did for this. It's not good. It affects the society very well.
I mean, is it just this infighting we the try for define for we? Is it just limited to institutional overlapping we one too many institutions then get the same rule, or is it something bigger than that? Like maybe minister would get ala with him deputy. Is that too included?
Yeah. He included. Make no mistake about it. It's not just about the ministers. Some people and they even want to take the law into their hands. I will lock you up. That's not gonna happen to that. You sabudan at me. It happens here. Nasalo with me, you know exactly what they talk say is the truth. So sometimes when we have these things happening in our society, we can tell for ask say, who say you pull your power? Who that make you this person? I don't go now. I believe some side one time around the peninsula where somebody will get case. The guy actually a lawyer. Before first he can at the station, you don't make too much noise. I me. I go show you say I will get this country now, this and that. Me then at the place, I just him up quiet. I talk to the policeman and I said, well, what are you? I said, me not Sierra Leonean. What are you? Me not Dr. Moyena. By the time we come out the man will be the make election and get all the power. He end up for become humiliated. Me just walk out quietly. But this is the society where we live, where sometimes if you not carry some title, if they not see you like this kind of person, everybody will look down on you. I don't know that some institutions they're very, very well now. Media houses like una now, una don't make I don't become very popular now in the country. I dey pass na street man and they greet me, hey doctor, we like the way they present, we like this, we like that. But before now, if you see me somewhere, you don't even know say this na Dr. Moyena. But because of the media outlet, but I also they tell people that it also has back to do with the personality. Some people and they generally they are docile. Look like una boss. Mr. Lavalley, where he called me the other day, I call him doctor. He say, I don't like for them call me doctor.
Okay.
That's just him.
Doc, and I want to get an understanding. You mentioned the issue with the Minister of Internal Affairs and then the mayor. Also, I've been remember another issue. We Minister Tondone been the under works Ministry of Works. It been gets the same issue with the mayor.
Yes.
On other for do waiting.
He even threatens say Ingo Bita.
Yes. So what I want to understand, what can actually lead to them infighting? Is it because of sometimes we not get clear roles and responsibilities for institutions them, or is it more than that? Well,
for that example the way you cite so, it's because the two people come from the opposition and the ruling. You know, say mayor they represent the APC, and then minister they represent the SLPP. Sometimes where we can get then two forces, I can always say the problem of Sierra Leone, it's not just APC, SLPP, it's bigger than that. It come back to we. The leaders are where we get a reflection of we the people. Because now ordinary person and it's some president. Whenever we go put president from space, he can be president. It's amongst us. So most of the territory I can see, it can also get for do with if one party they in power, the other day in opposition. The one in power, they always make the one in the opposition feel like you are not doing much. So if you talk anything, no, so we plan. Now government is. I was discussing that with somebody at City Council, and he tell me say, from where the year starts. Now last month, they received their first subvention for 2025.
Yeah, with most local councils.
Yeah, and we are coming to the end of 2025.
And interestingly,
this is October.
We had an episode on that, and after that episode, now we notice them begin getting subventions.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask also, I mean, aside the fact say you they get opposition and ruling party where they get 1-2 clashes, even within ruling parties, them I mean. Where Mr. Suleiman Ben actually they mentioned say then Kinka with delivery teams them they appointed the cow delivery teams them. So they make with the wonder, and I want to ask this question. This infighting where we they notice again, could it be that we also they lose perspective of one common factor we Sierra Leoneans go need for no, but we now that we not get clear performance target. You think so clear performance target get anything for do with this infighting? Because we people in the camp then they set benchmarks for themselves, and if that benchmark too unrealistic, like a go one for overlap or a go one for step on the toes of another person for let a grab go up, that means putting somebody else out and not really concern them.
Well, it can go deeper than that, because if you look at now, we get ministerial performance index. And the chief minister said they do them. So it evaluates each ministry, how then they work, how things can be done, if they are doing it properly or not. It comes back to this. If they represent a particular ministry, and not just as a minister they look at me on performance anymore. I'm looking at the performance of even the members of my team. So you find out say sometimes even the delivery teams the way they can get some of these delivery teams, I can ask a question, what really then they do? Because some people and they carry some portfolios, then they receive huge salary. There's something going on. I don't want to talk on that now, but I need to clarify that. Even in making the budget, some ministries get their own separate budgets within they operate with. I can name you one ministry. The Ministry of Finance, the budget is different from what's in the Lena State House and now the House of Parliament.
Has this been actually brought to the public?
But I am saying it now. Because how would you explain that? Even when they do their own trainings and programs, when Ministry of Finance they do their own program there, like a workshop, seminars, consultation, the places that they take a far different from what other ministries and they take.
Whether they audit them now for make sure say they no overspend things, now them actually they formulate budgets for each
so here comes the question that are we really accountable to the country? So do you know how much then they pay a director for that public financial management team there?
How much?
No, I don't want to talk on that, please.
So wait, the question before we move on, the question based on this factor we just don't bring now that we get most institutions and we know they even get reach 50% of the budget when they send to Ministry of Finance for letting take on a parliament, and yet them they carry out them work on such a tight budget. They actually decrease the efficiency of the service with them for the give to citizens them. If that is happening, how can that be happening and then people they turn blind eye to the Ministry of Finance in getting so much of that exorbitant budget we don't talk about?
It's not about people turning a blind eye. It's about who are you going to complain to?
Parliament.
But before the parliamentary committee come to that rescue, do you know how long it would have taken? Sometimes it's like we get the office of the ombudsman. We're supposed to address anything we get for do with you working within the governance structure, especially with the public service. You carry case go office of the ombudsman. Before they go even hear your case, it go take a long time. You have to fill form, meet with this person, make you complain legal. Like most of the time, by the time when the person they even do all the things they have to, instead of tired. Because you don't even know who the next for talk to. So what I'm saying in essence is this, that we dey try forget an accountable system, but is our system really and truly open for listening to we concerns?
So we get aside the fact of accountability, I mean, we've been get a case of like Dennis Sandy, and this is something we are bringing in for the sake of, I mean, public clarity. Now, even within many ministries, now let we move away from accountability and let we come to this conflicts them where they happen between and among state officials them and how they contribute to this one. Dennis Sandy, for example, we've been hearing a case of he remove somebody from office, like person where the government actually don't appoint, and then replace them with a consultant for carry out and for carry out roles them for the state. Then kind of situations them, if they happen, how is it that we not get, I mean, how is it that we are allowing this to happen and then we know the accountability measures them for the actions of people them like this?
I believe that this is not the question for the executive. I wish Mr. Fori Self-Billionaire make a answer that question.
Okay, well,
because even Dennis Sandy, there was a directive at one time from State House. He refused them. They refuse for listening to him. So the man they act like say they above the law. And this is one person where they don't pull and come out from one ministry, then sack him for a while. Later he go big, then reinstate him back to another ministry. It's still a misperform. So the question is he's making us feel as if the states they run by own dictate. And sometimes you are not bigger than the state. The executive then give you power. If you didn't have power, State House call on you or beckon on you for do a certain thing, it is your obligation to do it. Why wait until they get for drag you to some certain level, which is not good? So these people, like I can say, it's like when they're in power, then they feel like they are demigods.
But wait, would you say maybe make that move there for like able for deliver on the performance targets them way set for himself? I mean, we are really Mr. Suleiman Fori Musa been mentioned delivery teams, people in the cow delivery team. So replacing somebody where he meets within the structures then with somebody else where he bring a consultant, would you think enough for actually deliver on how well enough for actually deliver on the public goods them way for accounts to the state?
Anything we concern Dennis and they are not really want for delve into that because he's one troublesome individual way unable to understand how he think. Whether his logic in his thinking, whether his logic in his approach. But to be fair and to be honest with you, I believe say most term them everybody gets what he don't target for himself. Let's move away from Dennis and you can to another ministry. The Ministry of Energy. Under Dr. Kanjas to say, if we get what they work on, if we get targets the way we do. Where president pull and come out. The directive was he was Minister of Energy. Then KKY was under the climate change, renewable energy secretariat, where they work under directives from the president. I don't know if they do announce that now, but from my understanding, I understood that KKY was now our Minister of Energy.
No, it's the president. Landing now. I think the appointments they make for let it take over.
But he is the one acting now, because most of the time when we talk about energy projects, energy work, he's the one. I remember where this ship they say they want go. He was out of the country for a while. He go Ivory Coast, he go other places. Them forget that even this 2.2 billion threshold, where they say that they give away so longer forget until like $20 million for the same energy. It was through his intervention and things like that. So if somebody like that, and KKY gets a team when they work with, he gets a team, a very formidable team, where you go tell you say, okay, this is responsible for this is responsible for this. But I wouldn't want to understand on quietness. I want to understand I'm on the surface level. Then if I make him vocal for us. Is he our Minister of Energy? If he's our Minister of Energy, what's not the functions of other people they? Forget about this SNPP government. Let's go to the previous government, the APC government. Then say them they get their own. Them get their own team say with them they work with. Somehow they appoint him as Minister of Finance. They can't seem good. They pull on they make him bank governor. They can't seem good. So we now ask the question that why do these things? Is it for the good of all, or is it for your own personal interest? So most times I can only give you speculative answers, because this is not me. I'm not going to tell you say now this and this actually happened. I cannot discuss for them, but then there is a problem somewhere.
I mean, I don't know if you've been hearing about the case of the mining revenue management. That issue has been happening between the finance minister and the minister of mines.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get a clash. We get a clash between the two on the third party agreement, and the idea was the minister of mines been getting on subjective for go it, and then the finance minister also been getting on directives where everyone approach the mining agreement with. I don't know if you been know area of that case.
Well, I still follow up for that, because at the moment there are lots of issues with the Ministry of Finance or the Minister of Finance, the ADS. One of them we've been talking about on Tuesday last week for do with the travels of the president. We make mention that every trip we concern ECOWAS they pay for them because they get a fund for that. But later we come for understand say no, the states they pay part of the fees. So we're now asking the question, why is our president moving a lot like that? Because it's money that is going. So, but the bottom line is this. All these ministries, all these departments, all these agencies, then get some special set of appointments that way it can come off from, which we can say orders from above. So who is this above? So, because as a Christian, I'm not saying Papa God on India above.
Well, if perhaps a scientist go there on the moon, right?
Okay.
I think go be above. Anyway, but I got this last question for ask on this particular segment here. We they see boku people in this step up now, boku ministers, them, boku directors, them. We they see many people they step up, and if they make Sierra Leoneans, then they wonder. I mean, most of them infighting who they are, most of them case who they are, most of them push with state institutions, and they push with they make them the step into other people and mandates, for example. Could it be that now political ambitions, them most individuals, them get close to 2028 election, we make them actually want for push them voice before and be hard more than every other person?
Aside that, they also look at the performance indicator we then don't get to them for evaluate their work. So I believe say some of them they actually try for meet up to that threshold. Okay. But on a nutshell, but government and government, we know how things are done. And I can't say that for this reason making it well. Like I say, most of the answers I'll give you are speculative. I am not in government at the moment, so I can only assume.
Right, so let we come now to family them we they listen with. I mean we want we dig into this topic proper. We don't hear most of what you get for say on within your understanding of the topic. Now let we start with that institutional overlapping where you first mentioned and where Mr. Suleiman Fori Musa mentioned. Waiting how it can look like on the ground, this institutional overlapping. You can get a case of any I mean you don't mention Salwako Ministry of Water Resources and Guma. But I
Guma.
want to let you take like a classic case inside the executive body currently where you know this cabinet now where you know which I because the mandates them of two different ministries or two different institutions and they overlap and not make the way then they deliver on the service system. Don't they ambog like they ambog the way then they deliver on service system?
A very simple one. EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, the Ministry of Environment. So we dey ask what they supposed to do with regards to one. Of course, from the understanding, it's like EPA they under the Ministry of Environment, but the Ministry of Environment is a new ministry, fairly new ministry, not so like brand new.
Professor Jawad na first been
Yes, Professor Jawad na first head day before now. Then we get another person we come on board, but then the function we get for do, especially when it comes to identification of wetlands and anything, you know, it's not EPA they do am. Sometimes, and then aside EPA, we get the National Protection Protected Area Agency (NPAA). Then we get the Conservative Trust Fund (CTF). They all in at the same office na Congo Tong. When you get a case, you go to National Protected Area. They will say no, so we do am. You forgo EPA. You go EPA, no, not so we do am. You forgo lands. You go lands, not so we do am. Na Ministry of Environment. So sometimes it cause some confusion, especially when it comes to the demarcation of the green belt, the wetlands, and everything. And anything we get for do with wetland, and they say they get directives from State House that you know for UNAM and are government property. Sometimes people have bought lands for so many years, they don't get them, and then in private possession. But before you begin building, they say no, you forgo take clearance first. From NPAA, you go NPAA, then give clearance. You come on now, you rank at the Ministry of Lands. They say no, there not be militant today. Then you get for you work back through. So sometimes this overlapping things it cause a lot of confusion, especially with the issue of land. Of course, we know say land not too small case right now in the country.
And I just want to ask on this land management business here. Now something where many Sierra Leoneans them actually interestingly they're actually interested in. I mean, like. Let me take the case of if you there upline now and you want to get a claim to a land, you they get confused first on whether for approach chiefdom admins them or whether for go to local council. Why would they get several disputes over land matters?
Well, that's
if the roles are already clear to all institutions, why we still get the disputes then?
So now we need the clarity, because you're not going to understand the function of an institution. Pass you go there. This was proclaimed an act of parliament, blah blah blah, for do this upon this. Clear? For if I follow you, now come to functionality. We will get forest guards there with the patrol places there. Then they go to people land and then talk say this is not government land. I had that case before at Regent. Man, anything we get for do with land business is bloody. People can kill you for a parcel of land. Then like if you forget then say get for die. So if you don't kill person, then you self get for die. So what's in this land get for do for you? And when it comes to those things, Alexa na half town lot or 1 town lots. If you are not careful, sometimes it become very disastrous. And when you go down, there is something going on. Ministry of Lands then say themselves they can begin to conveyance for people. So now you don't need to go through your lawyer again. You can call the ministry, then they do the conveyance there for you state. So if somebody don't owe you land for a very long time, they want to take that land, it can go make that paper there for you. Then you pull the papers and get the land. Before you contest them, it's years. You go there on court case over and over and over. So maybe not delve into this so much.
So do you think the public service reform unit actually they do? Like, do you think they're doing a good job in actually making sure that some of them things that have been be resolved, or you feel say they're really the delaying carrying out, or
first
are
of
you
all,
blaming another institution?
First of all, the publicity really poor. PSRU, they're gonna we college last time, and they've been there 2 times now. And the way then they even do them publicity, it's really not appropriate sometimes, because you go tell say you want to talk to students, we organize the events. For long I even come on time, it's problematic. They don't come on time. By the time they come back, then you know go don't keep people in for a very long time. You can't even provide refreshments for them. And then you find out, say, of course, you know, say Solomon, any program where you go away, you know, it's the program, you know, fine. Alexa, you talk all kind good once that food item 13 or the then transport safe now the
transport.
And even when you give the transport and you provide the food, sometimes you ask them, so it's in the meeting today, but they can't even think about it anymore. So if they still get a lot.
Okay, we go keep that segment. I get another question back for ask. But for Famulem, let we go to Famulem back. If you just join we, you can able for participate in the program at exactly 8 o'clock. The number for call now 072-641-729. 072-641-729. We dey open the phone lines at exactly 8 o'clock, and then you contribute your voice or you share your perspective on what you think on the topic where we discuss. And if you get question for Dr. Moyne, actually they are available, and it will contribute that perspective. Sorry, we not open the phone lines at Fambul them now at 8 o'clock, and we dey open the phone lines then. So please wanna hold the calls them for now.
Just 8 more minutes, please. 8 more minutes.
Yes. So I get one last question for ask under this part here. With the, I mean, I don't want to come with any example. I want the other farm to you. At the area, who must say another thing back where the area that some ministers not they work well with their deputies, and then they affect the entire ministry, and not to just minister and deputy. Some minister not they work well with them permanent secretaries them back, like the administrative and the political wing of certain ministries them then get bomb effect where they happen. So if they make, they're not able to deliver on them public, on the things them with them for they do. You agree with Andy, or you feel saying just essays?
That person not yesterday start so.
Feel free for
one example will be that happened before now be Ministry of Gender. No, Ministry of Social Welfare.
Okay.
And be Attila
yeah.
Classical one. And Mojoy. With them the old on.
Mojoy Kai.
Yes, the old on me, and then we really derogatory statements and we come up from that.
We in present day.
Well, no, me at the talk of the and in the present day, I don't even remember myself Uswan I go site, but of course there's a problem going on. Now, the thing that can happen is this, yeah, where you get an institution where they run by two alpha males them in terms of character, you can find out it can be problematic. Nobody no one puts in down. Like all man they feel sick. And most of these things come with ego. Like if person get ego too much, you can tell you say, well, afterwards I sing a Pastor Monday or alarm book Pastor Monday or something. Damn man not get nothing for telling me. And when you come back, sometimes it's because of tribalism back. Okay. Sometimes if one tribe then the man self now but then I feel your person to me now this it can happen sometimes. So what we can say as a solution, let's forget about our differences. Let's look at the common good. Providing service for Sierra Leone. If you're working very well, you provide service, it can be better. Look at the Ministry of Youth under Oman. In deputy. Towards the end of Oman Internal, they were in total disagreement. It was not flowing well. This is not so secret. We all know. We saw the result of how that made the system to be very, very chaotic for all of us. So what we can say is this. If you know, say these two people cannot get along, why put them in the same ministry? Especially with something, the deputy one for them feeling, even in Sierra Leone right now, we know. Let me look at even the presidency. Sometimes I wonder which kind of person the vice president be. There are some functions I've not seen him in there.
Then say that person way if
forget about then say
laws of never outshine your master. So the man quiet. Oh, you know.
It is not about being quiet. It's about performing functions. Some function they a chief minister and a vice president supposed to do one. But does he do that?
Clear rules again. It boils down to that.
So when we talk about the modus operandi, and there was a whole lot of questions. Do we need chief minister?
Isn't the chief minister like this personal assistant to the president, so to speak?
The chief minister is more or less like the prime minister.
Are there laws supporting that?
Well,
I have read around and the Naimia they ask this.
Well, what's to make at the talk show? If you look at the functions of the chief minister, it function more or less like a prime minister now. I live in a country where that kind of thing they happen. I lived in Cameroon for like 6 years.
Okay.
So, now I do my masters, now I do my PhD.
Yeah.
So when you look at Cameroon, not get that kind robust presidency.
Pan-African University. Right?
Yes. So after the president, the most important person in the country is the prime minister. So if I now say, if the president know they come for such event, now the prime minister you they see. And living there, I saw the prime minister a couple of times, like for graduation. So I see the minister of, well, they call him MINSEC, the minister, their own foreign service or their own foreign affairs, a very, very vibrant. Then I also see the minister of education, higher education. They're all there. And I really see them functionality. The way how the prime minister they operate is almost the same way as our chief minister is operating in Sierra Leone.
So with them, I think laws them they were actually allow for the prime minister in operation, or in fact where they assert clear rules them. Why are they say this with the chief minister when he was appointed? I think the clear mandates that was given now for carry out assignments as and when the president delegates to him, and so that is what he has exactly been doing. You not get any provision for a chief minister in the constitution of Sierra Leone.
Then why did you create the office?
So that was it for clear, and the mandates them with the president they assigned to him as and when necessary in the carry out. So to equate him to that of a prime minister, I think it's a little bit far off.
No, but I'm not talk about waiting on paper. I'm talking about what is in reality.
Oh, okay.
Look at was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I follow him. I go do on the spot check for Shebuima Hospital. You know, say Ministry of Health. The directive of the Ministry of Health supposed to be directly under the office of the Vice President. You remember I say even this pharmacy board and others, when we take that campaign against Kush and this tramadol and other aphrodisiac, you find out that they were engaging more with the Vice President. But all of a sudden, we see now the Chief Minister is like the one that is actually taking charge of most of these things that we see. So I am forced to think that probably the chief minister is kind of acting as the prime minister in Sierra Leone, which is very much not what we expect, because we don't make provision for that in our country.
Alright, so in many ministries them, I mean, we can see say Boku ministries them, they will get many subunits them under them. Sometimes you go inside one ministry, you go see one institution or one agency, sorry, we then go there establish for so and so, and then another agency we get for serve the same purpose back, and so all these subunits being created, you think so if they contribute to the infighting them back, or do you think this not just between and amongst ministries them no more in all the reach at agency level? I mean, they ask Stanley because one thing political stuff, for example, I see operations division, and then I see there were several agencies them way like them been so boko around the place where they go drugstore and buy this place here. New England. There are several subunits around there. If they make you they wonder who does what, when, and how.
So it's like
do you I want to know if they're in line with Andy, or do you get a different view?
No, I believe say first of all, like I say, the overlapping it's too much. We need for reduction, and because that they make we don't understand who they're supposed to do what. Like the last example before you go to your calls. We get National Shipping Agency, we get Ports Authority, we get Wataki. All they contribute towards fitting the imports and exports of goods. Who does what? National Shipping Agencies, they are collecting revenue. Sometimes we don't even know who side some of this money they go. Then they provide a certain percentage to government. Ports Authority, they do that. Wataki, they do that. So all of them, they come back to the consolidated fund. But who does what function and when?
All right. So, Fambul, we will take a quick break. When we come back, we will open the phone lines. Them, if you just join we, the program now we economy and we look at the infighting where they happen among state institutions them and how they affect public service delivery. Between at the studio now, Dr. Victor Moine, Dr. Victor Moine, now we now the assistant head of department for leadership and development now the Institute for Public Administration and Management, University of Sierra Leone. Now we take a quick break.
Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about Salon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This is the platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk.
Welcome back. So if you just join me again, the program now we economy and the topic where we talk about the infighting they happen amongst different state institutions them and how it actually they affect public service delivery. The phone lines them open now and for anybody we want for contributing voice before we actually come back to the discussion, and the number for call now 072-641-729. 072-641-729. You can same way so drop a message for we on Facebook. We go read them out and we go in fact name you so that you well we go name you, and also if you get anything for Victor Moinin and Aya, we go make sure say answer the question. Again, the number for call is 072-641-729. 072-641-729. Let I read out some Facebook comments them we don't get currently. Abdul Mansare said the issues of infighting in state institutions is really affecting us as ordinary people of this country. They say, I am Abdul Mansare from McKinney City and I am listening to Amza Radio McKinney and watching live. Okay. This other one say infighting among institutions badly affects service delivery and has been one of the reasons still dragging our country to the mud. They say they always say when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer. He says some fights emerge from personal issues amongst public officials and extend it to their different institutions. Some are also out of endlessly pursuing personal interest, which breeds disagreements. We get with first caller. Let we hear you from her. Hello, caller. Your name and who side they call from?
Hello.
Yeah, caller. Your name and who side they call from?
I call from McKinney, and I currently listening to Amza's radio.
Okay.
Yeah. The topic of discussion today is clear because the fight between the parliamentarian now with the grassroots people and they suffer behind that. The judge like say we live in a house where Papa and Mama always defend peace no will ever deny ground. If it calls for them sleep now, also rest of the week then they eat. As long as Mama and Papa get peace, we will get likewise the parliamentarian now that we've all look up to. We know for always to get report say parliamentarians are in disputes, parliamentarians who also this time they have disagreements, it's very uncalled for. So any nation so far we leaders and people, I think they know they meet at one point. Definitely the nation will go always stay at the backside.
Okay, caller.
So thank you. Contribution. I just want to say thank you very much.
Alright, thank you very much, caller. The number for call is 072-641-729. Let we keep the questions, let we keep the conversations to 1 minute so that we don't go lose other callers them back where they come in. Again, the number for call is 072-641-729. We move on with the conversation, and Doc, as we wait for the other caller, we get another question now. You don't see anything here they happen, and we don't understand the nature of how it actually they happen. I mean, maybe me not understand well on how then thing they function. So if you go able to explain to me, what are some of the effects them we then think they get? Hold that thought, let we hear it from this other caller. Hello caller, your name and who say you call from?
Yeah, Mohammed, the call from Canada. They're live from Host FM.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much for the program. This program is very, very much educative today. And one thing I want to say, Salon is one of the culture of the winners take all in terms of service delivery. It will be a very big problem to this nation. Just like we Professor or Dr. Stone at the studio with the way we met site of Cameroon, with regards to the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister. Obviously, there are some positions them way now overlapping positions. So we recommend the government at least when you look at not the matter of creating too many ministries for poor people, but then we get sustainable ministries very workable, where we can think from people are saying, remember now we taxpayers' money they use for pay each and every ministry where the government is open. But most of the ministries they are overlapping in service delivery. So it is very sad for us as a nation. Totally.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. So yes, Doc. So we want to understand how this can actually cost, how it affects government basically. Which are the effects them of them infighting them, yeah.
Okay, so one thing we're supposed to know is that every ministry, department, and agency gets a contributing role within they do towards our country.
Doc, hold that thought. Hello, caller, name and who they call from?
Hello, Marita.
Yes, sir. Yeah, your name and who they call from? We lost that caller. Yes, Doc, sorry. We actually give them a chance because this is the segment.
No, I understand. So basically, if the institutions are not function well, it only means that at the end of the day, the services they're supposed to provide, they go down well with people. Okay. So if let's say for instance, the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources not able to coordinate very well with fishermen, with market women, because they're supposed to collaborate with the Ministry of Trade, especially where we talk about how we sell this product, and even like for export, we also get to know how we do with border patrols from the forces, navy, and all of this. For that, we forget a clear rule. If they are not functioning well, we are losing. And at the moment, that is actually a case that is happening in the country, because we see some people like we prioritize for let's all our fishing and carry the fish go, then follow we sell fish and get the fish. I remember like this kind of season, so fish be almost scarce in the market. Because if you go to the market, you know it's a fish. The fisherman then they afraid for go. Then they talk say some of them they die at the sea. Yeah. What kills them? Because if you get border patrol, the navy they patrol, they're supposed for the sedenting so before it even happen. But sometimes we they get Chinese there with the fish in our water. And they can't fish go.
They can sell them back expensive.
They can sell them back expensive as sardine. Some not even can sell now so again. Then they go sell them in Europe and other things. Even the mining that we're talking about, you don't see how they mine now. Now that can go. The one old dirty, now they take and get all thing go. And sometimes there are more minerals in that thing than you and I know. So how are we going for check these people? How are we going for bookmark these people? And this not yesterday start to. It don't start from where Pepel be there under African minerals. So now it don't go to King Ho. What happens there is then they take everything go. And sometimes we don't even have a command of what we are missing. So if we look at all of these things in simple terms, if all these institutions work together, it will be a better thing for me and you, the ordinary person. If you talk about medical facilities, if we have a functional medical facility in the country, you find out say Bokutin and the way we go free rent. To be honest with you, even for do an operation like fibroid, sometimes you want to do kidney transplant, sometimes you want to do lungs transplant, or all of these things. The money exorbitant because these are surgeries that we can't do here. Can you imagine somebody for do kidney transplant? We need more than $40,000 for fly and go India. We also need to get a donor for go with them. Because the donor then have to do the check, also do a meanwhile the person is undergoing dialysis in the country at the moment. That dialysis they quite expensive. Who said they do dialysis? Natural Islam Hospital. Connaught Hospital cannot do it. we not get the machines and they for even do that kind of thing. And so when we talk about functionality, these are the things that we're talking about. And these kind of things, even for do MRI, sometimes even for do scan for belle woman there, they will send you go to different hospital there. For let I even tell you, it will interest you for know that the time where me fiance be gets belle with me picking, we go do
that thought.
yeah.
Hello, caller. Your name and who side they call from?
Francis from Kenema.
Okay, Mr. Francis.
I want to say thank you for Cameroon time education program there, and I hope to see when I continue for Cameroon program there. And I also pray and ask my information and send with the minister for extending kind advocacy this video. Because most of anything they want to talk, and the layman reading has to make people to understand. Even though yes, really Christians them way so they really do the right coverage. But really open people I extend them beyond radio that layman will go understand this and I just need to
Alright, thank you very much, Mr. Francis.
Yeah, so like how I have the talk.
You fiance.
Yeah, if people get the belly for the picking, we go do the test. Follow we know the sex. Then tell we say a female. Point blank. We knew it was a female. Salon. Let woman get belly, you go hospital. Let's say they want go test for know if that boy picking. The doctor first begin say, sometimes a boy picking or a girl picking, we don't know. Picking and picking anywhere we come. Right? But they don't tell you say sometimes they go say you say na boy picking. Then sometimes when them born the picking and girl picking, sometimes how if they don't have the belly. That shows you it's not accurate. But most times when you live in a country where things work well, my guy, you go see the functionality that it is very easy for it to happen.
Well, if in the case of two institutions overlapping, I mean, I always don't think about this. Hello, caller, name and who side they call from? Hello, we don't lost that caller. So now we have been the read around. I've been the read the budget line with them being pulled for this 2025 fiscal year last year and where I read them I come understand say the wage bill in the make up for 47% of Sierra Leone's domestic revenue. Now inside that wage bill it comprises of most of these institutions them way something are the same thing then they do but them different departments them they work like sometimes this one great thing one they do. You get over 3 ministries where they do them, or you get over 3 institutions in Australia where they do them, and them all get staff, them they all the parents, and them all actually get vehicles them within they pay for etc. So when you check the running cost for these 3 institutions, them
it's a lot.
It's a boku. So what you take on then as to government losing revenue because of this particular thing? Yeah.
Now that make mention of the fact that we need for reduce on the institutions that we would create. Listen. We get primary ministries that we're supposed to get.
Okay.
The Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Energy and Power. These are agriculture. These are key ministries, social welfare.
Okay.
Then, of course, under social welfare, how do we get gender?
Gender and children.
But now we don't get Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. Okay. These are primary ministries. We don't say they are very important.
Hold that thought now. Hello, caller, your name and who side they call from?
Hello?
Yeah, caller, your name and who side they call from?
My name is Abdul Mansari. I call from Makeni City.
Okay, Mr. Mansari.
My contribution, I want to say plenty thank you to Una and also the presenter and the analyst and way I say Una all plenty thank you. The concern or contribution is that if INFIGHT in a state institution, what thing for happen, what will be the output of the civil society people or the civil servant people where we put trending for let them work for we. But if INFIGHT stay between them, in the number for them will deliver according to how we expect them for let them deliver. So we able just talk to them, for let them come together and make sure they work for the people and they will get to see forget at the end of the day. Thank you very much. I'm Masai from Makeni City.
All right, Mr. Mansari. Thank you very much. Yes, you were saying
Okay, so you will ask a question that
how much money
how much
government
money
really they lose
we
in
are losing
this.
a lot, because mind you say every ministry, department, and agency get a workforce, and everybody in those workforce are going to be paid. So who side the money they come off from? Now from the consolidated funds, and most of the time, this is the reason why we get high tax rates right now, because some of these ministries are not supported by donor funds; they are supported by the local revenue generation drive.
Okay.
So it gets a lot of things we get for do with them. Imagine say me one salary on time, especially we really work for public sector institutions. Where does this money come from? The consolidated fund. So we need for first of all, but like I was saying, we need for get these primary ministries, departments, and agencies up and running. The rest so that we can integrate them into their activities. Some ministry they were supposed to just be an agency or maybe a department. Like the Ministry of Energy, we began Ministry of Environment, we began EPA. So why get an environment, or is it because we want to attract money for climate change? Was that why we created the ministry? Because to be honest with you, in reality, I've not seen much that they've done. EPA they do more work than the Ministry of Environment. So for us having that, I don't know, education divided into two: basic
And
as
tertiary.
and tertiary. Then the no, we not even call it tertiary, higher education. Higher education. We also cover this one, the tech work.
Okay.
So which is quite good, but then we will dey talk say we will be just get one Ministry of Education that the workload was a lot. We be need for step and down, but in stepping it down, you know say like this school feeding program, it is under the Ministry of Basic Education, like directorate under the Ministry of Basic Education. Then why is it
Is
that
that
we
the school feeding program separate from free education secretariat back?
yes this
Okay.
and the school feeding program, the office then at Sanda Street. So the and then they're supposed to look exclusively on the feeding project.
So why not bring that under just free education secretariat? Let them manage all of that instead
So-
of. Wouldn't that be overbloating the wage bill? Money where for the go. to
You know
put
it
in the
I
style
go
for the use
you
of
know
this
it I go
activity.
talk to Mr. Lavali one day. I think I need for bring His Excellency Kawande. Let himself can give you some of this. No, but
Then they go be a town hall event.
no, but it's actually necessary, because some of these things, these are policy statements with ratified and come into existence through table and parliament for like we create an institution on that day.
Yeah, caller, hello, your name and where they call from?
Yeah, Mohammed from Kenya.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, I want to ask Doctor or Professor one question, quick one. Now, Salon, I believe say we all know the problem. What we need now are solutions to these problems. And thank God, like, you don't get, say, leave Cameroon for 6 years, and there are people who listen to this program now.
Okay.
What do you want to know? What are these special recommendations where it will give we and people of this country, where the government will able to look at them? And what do you think say like the role of the masses with regards to this particular topic? Because come to think of it, then ministries here where they create, we can actually we don't let them, maybe from the activist point of view, we can understand one back, we go glorify them, we go clap for them, we go say things are good. So like, what do you feel to say would be a right approach? Remember, we are going to 65 years now as a nation, and we need to show something.
Now, Poppy now don't also.
We just control between the other country and Salon for me. We move from this blame games now henceforth.
All right.
So
So before you come in, thank you very much, caller. Before you come in, let me read them comments them here. This one say the topic of discussion today is very much educative, because if we have infighting in state institution, how those public servants will work effectively for this country. They come off from Abdul from McKinney. Okay. This other one say infighting within state institutions in Sierra Leone is a common phenomenon. They say it don't affect most institutions from effectively serving the people they have signed contract with and taken oath to serve. They say wetin accounts for this problem in particular na the appointments coming from president as against those civil servants recruited by the Public Service Commission. They say some detend for misbehave simply because of the protection they might benefit from the powers that be. They say one way to address this is fully applying the laws, including Civil Service Code, and they come up from Abubakar Kaman and McKinney City. Yes. Now them two want them about bring plus waiting this person here just.
So basically, it asks say waiting will be the way forward. Waiting will be the best approach. Before we actually create a ministry, let we get some level of consultation with the people. Let's know how some of these institutions, even though we feel say they should be created, but how we can for manage and match them for the best outputs. Mind you, like the Ministry of Gender now, we will talk about. Don't forget the PS, don't forget staff, don't forget other people. Ministry of Environment, don't forget the PS, don't forget the minister, the deputy minister, staff members, who are all going to be paid. So if we should have thoughts about this, get some consultation. You know, Nayanda with the Mr. Loss and Salon, we hardly have consultations. Even where then they table a bill, we get for affect me and you. Our members of parliament do not even come to ask questions. And mind you, we not get constituency now. Now localities now get. So because of that, the members of parliament said that constituency development fund money, it don't come out. So then they give the money now to the councils, for let the councils they implement the projects them on behalf of the people. But how can you implement a project where you not even consult for ask questions? So we should have like a consultation process whereby then go ask we consent where really go work for.
We'll get this last caller and then we'll close the phone line. Hello, caller, your name and where you the call from? Hello, caller, your name and where you the call from? Oh, sorry, we lost that caller there. We close the phone line now, and we want for your waiting at the recommendations we Dr. Moinina gets where you go and make us profiling solutions them.
Now some of them are the talk to. Number one, we need for consult with people, let we know how best we forget that. Number two, we need for decentralize.
Okay.
We get all we ministries, departments and agency concentrated in Freetown.
Okay.
Let we talk about the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Internal Affairs not just Freetown no more. It's supposed for the up country. We in border towns them we need robust security and you need robust manning for let we know who are the kind side and who are the left. But if we all concentrate in Freetown, then we can have them. Ministry of Agriculture, they Freetown. They Freetown. Why we not go to the provinces?
I mean, a quick one. Under Ministry of Internal Affairs, we remember, make I realize, where we get external threats, them, where the Ministry for actually, well, it's internal affairs, but then still gets the matter of security where they deal with. Where we get external threats where they happen. Are they really there to protect us? They make a remember the case of Yenga.
That is just what I want to explain to you. Even if that Yenga case, last week we have the talk on the president in travels. That was one thing I said, that the president missed a very big opportunity. Yenga should have been mentioned in his speech at the UN. Just mention it once. The height of diplomacy would have been turned to Yenga. Let we see how best we could address it. We've tried diplomatic means on our own terms. We don't even call ECOWAS mission for good. They stop them. They don't allow them for even enter into the place. So the question now that we beg and the question now that we ask, why was it omitted on that speech? If I don't mention it once, if I don't bring a lot of discussion all around the place. Now, let's come back to the where they talk. We need to forget decentralization. Some ministries, can you imagine somebody want to make passports? They can get from move can Freetown. Why we not get immigration offices in these places?
Yeah.
In other countries we've seen that they've worked where we get decentralization. I could imagine the last time I've been in Nigeria for a while. Any state where you go to Nigeria, if you want to get a Nigerian passport, you get it easy. You don't need for move come off from Benin, you go Abuja for passports. then get an office there. The same thing happened in other West African countries. So why can't we have it here in Sierra Leone? I be follow up a story where the SLPP government is say sometime then go allow some diaspora and send for vote. Is it a wish? They are Sierra Leoneans, for crying out loud. They can vote if they want, but help them make the process easy. When they see when the US election they come, now we have Sierra Leoneans that are Americans. Then they actually go vote at the embassy now, and then they come time for them. Their vote is being counted. Why can't we do the same? Ghanaians, then they vote for the president outside Ghana. As a matter of fact, then they even make them they vote one day before the actual election date.
We are forgetting the fact, say, we not get enough funds for able for Kai.
We not get enough funds. But
wait till we see on the paper now.
Wait, we not get enough funds, but our president is away most of the time. So what are they fund that?
So, but I mean, where I say we not get enough funds, I am referring to the fact, say, maybe not that excuse them go on.
Una they push me for like they talk about this talk here so all the time.
Please
the
do.
money where the president they spend per travel one, if we use that money there for create Bokuten at this country will help we.
So why
we are losing a lot.
Why are institutions not pushing for this?
Well, like I said,
education houses, Institute for Public Administration and Management, we get leadership and governance, and and development. Assistant HOD, you could make a research paper around and they publish them, and then use civil society for push for reforms.
I go encourage you maybe after this program, go on Google Scholar, type my name, Dr. Victor Moina.
Actually, I have
written a lot of papers
I
on
don't
that.
cite papers them on some of
One of them I
well.
even write quite recently on this fuel scarcity.
Okay.
They talk about alternative source where we can use. So one and I see somebody don't take that up very seriously. We they get keke now they use solar panel.
Yeah.
So which is very good. So they move away from that conventional.
We do that we they make so the thing is, Dr. Moinina, we for understand, I mean it's deviating a bit, but the moment where we begin move towards solar keke business, the money where whoever they import fuel come now the country will begin for lose. It's something where I don't feel say go allow the state machinery for actually make this move here. I mean, we don't say Boku film them say we they get conspiracy theories say somebody come with a cheap way for that we get energy, and then all the major petroleum producers then they begin they say so waiting we oil they can go for nothing.
But then
closing down a $1 billion industry.
But then also look at and say the petroleum or the fuel where we they consume so not so for just cars for machines we they imagine the flights all where they can at this country then they buy with kerosene the airline kerosene the plane kerosene as it lands so send for fuel and first before you left for go so that's another source of money.
All right, so
so these are all the functional. I just don't give you two. I just give you one last one. The third one where we for do for let we actually get these tiers already. We should have a legislative and our judiciary. Then for be totally independent.
Are they not?
They are not. They are not. Sadly, anybody where the government or the executive they pay you, they can influence the way you think. They can influence the way you do things. For that, let me stop here. And also time number 3.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for the... I mean, before we go, I want to let you give final words to family.
Naya just want to
you just did a
so, family, we take, I want to tell you all 10K, especially the one that we call, the one that we text. This is...
also advise Mr. Suleiman for him, Musa, we go to watch you.
An ongoing discussion. I don't want to give any advice to anybody. I'm done talking. I just want to let we know say the process of governance not to one stop, not to one bus stop where we go just say everything did now like a workshop or something. Governance they emerge. Things can happen, changes can come, and we all can get a different perspective. But the onus left with we get for all we leaders accountable, we get for make sure so work. You the leader. Remember, say before we put you there and social contract you sign with we. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Victor Moinina. I mean, for people and we want for see more on the work of Dr. Victor Moynihan, you can go to Google Scholar, type a name as just don't see. If you write to dissertation or if you're not just somebody with into research and you want for cite other Sierra Leonean publications them as evidence to the work you do, you can look up on and work them. Maybe someday, if it take me for can be research and teaching assistant na the Department of Leadership and Development na IPAM, I would gladly put out his work out there, but until it take me, I know they put in work na do. So if we've been done the listen to it today, family the topic we discussed are the infighting among state institutions them and how it actually they affect public service delivery. Dr. Victor Moynihan have been done contribute a lot where he mentioned things that were actually in perspective on this and things that were actually they lead to this particular thing. They are ranging from whether our ministers and then deputies they get issue or institutional overlapping or over ambitious nature of many people and when they come inside government. And we also hear Mr. Suleiman Fori Musa, a own perspective them we actually share on this when I am the director for public sector reform unit. And we tell una thank you, we una follow, we send messages them and to una we actually been left Facebook text them where we read out today. So till next week, me we bring the program to you today. Me your name na Bimba Kamara and so with the left una for today. True talk, get the facts, get True Talk.
Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness, and fearless conversations about saloon economy.
We're not just any radio. We're an economic governance radio station where they break down big decisions, policies, and budget in a way where go make sense to you.
For our flagship Sunday show, We Economy, we bring you the real bread and butter issues where they around prices, jobs, taxes, and how policies they affect unu pockets. We also get more programs where they come every week. So join me now on 98.5 FM and online at True Talk FM. This now your platform, your economy and your voice on True Talk Radio. Get the facts, get True Talk. Welcome to True Talk Radio, your home for facts, fairness,